revs up. That was red line. She loves it. She eats it. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. We're back with a car that I've had for over 2 months, and I just never got around to making a video about it. So today, we're going to make a video about it, but I want to give a big shout out to today's sponsor, Carly. So what is Carly? If you haven't heard of it, it's an OBD dongle. It's an adapter that plugs into your car, operates on Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, depending on what model of the adapter you purchase, and you can get a 12-month paid subscription, or they have a free version as well that you can use, and it does a lot of things. I'm going to show you some of them on my personal car right now. So I have the latest generation dongle, the Bluetooth adapter for Carly, plugged into my OBD2 port here on this BMW. I also have, because I've used Carly for years, ladies and gentlemen, I have one of the original adapters right there that has never failed me. They just offered to send me a new one, so I got the newest one. Now, you bring up your phone, and this works with Android or iOS, and you can do all kinds of things, and we'll start with some of the basics. Let's say you're just looking for a car, right? And you're concerned, maybe the mileage has been rolled back, maybe there's something seriously wrong. Well, this is great, guys. There's this used car check right here. Click that and tell it to continue and start your car check. All right, this is going to run through, and here's the most important thing that this is going to do. My car shows 88,000 miles on the odometer. I don't know if you can see that, but right down there, 88,000 miles on the odometer. How do I know that's accurate? I mean, just because Carfax says it's accurate doesn't mean it's accurate. Odometers can easily be rolled back these days, guys. It's not as complicated as you might think. But here's what is complicated. If someone's going to roll back the odometer, there are other modules stored throughout these cars, and those modules keep track of what the original mileage actually is. So, here we go. Let's go to read, and let's see what it says about my car. So this is really cool. If Instagram would stop kicking in here, it's got VIN numbers on my headlights. These are coded, all right, coded to the headlights and the VIN from the ignition. And guess what? These match the VIN number on my car. So now let's check on the mileage, because that's what everybody's concerned about, right? Is the mileage been tampered with? Well, right here, statistical result, good. Your vehicle mileage is typical, identical for the category and the build year. Means your car is driven roughly the same distance as most comparable vehicles. And up here, the current mileage is 88,878. All right, so we know our mileage is good as well. This is our average speed, which is 18 miles an hour, so that means the car wasn't driven very fast. And there you go. Your used car check is done. It detects mileage manipulation, mechanical issues that differ between ECUs, and it's going to save you a lot of trouble and time between having to use something like this. You just plug in and go, versus taking your car to a shop, having them do all the scanning. You're mainly taking it to an independent shop or to a dealer. No, thank you. I'll just use Carly. Now back on the main screen, you got a health report here, and this is a big one. Okay, this is a big one. This is going to scan all the modules on the car, and it's going to come back and tell us how bad this car is, even though there's no check engine light on this car. The only light I have on is a park distance control. Occasionally, I do get a steering angle sensor issue, which sits behind the steering column, and the park control, TPMS, and this little steering angle sensor is all I've had problems with out of this car. And I've driven this to Texas and back with Monkey Wrench Mike. I've been all over the place in this car. It hasn't given me any problems. We're going to find out right now if that's the truth or if it's hiding something, because if it is, Carly's going to find it. And just like that, found 33 fault codes. Let's go ahead and show the results. It says very bad. 4 issues with the engine? No. DME power management issue category radiator. More details in smart mechanic. Now they do have a smart mechanic mode, which is really cool. All right, if you find an issue and you don't know what it is or you need help with it, you go into smart mechanic here and it will tell you affected systems working, errors detected, battery failure, warning lights. It could be a function of the electronic coolant fan. Could cause overheating. Of course, the cooling fan in this works great. So I'm not quite sure why it's showing that, but you know, it could be something wrong with my cooling fan. I don't know. But anyway, if you need more information, let's see, can we go here? And let's click on this. I believe this, yes, this will take you to some very, very, very good forums. This is beamerpost.com, electric fan motor activated error code right here. All right, it'll take you to all the forums, and if you're lucky, some of these will even take you to YouTube right here. YouTube videos where you can watch them and fix it for yourself. So the smart mechanic feature is really, really cool, okay? Let's just get out of this for a second. Let's go and see. Okay, thank you. Let's see what else we've got other than that. We've got a gateway, 4 issues found here. Driver side mirror, road speed invalid, DSC, telegram timeout. Yeah, you know, I have no idea what those are. Let's check on the engine a little more. We've got engine emergency program activated. That is going to be from when the steering angle sensor goes out, for whatever reason, it pops up steering angle sensor up there, and then it goes into like this limp mode. It's very, very strange, and it goes right back out of it. Not a problem, but it does happen. Then there is a DME bus off idle actuator, DME fuel cap signal. Okay, so she's got a few issues. Dynamic stability, park distance control, steering column switch. That's a big one. All right, and then you get into it anyway. Let's just clear all of them, right? Because who knows? Maybe the battery went low, and that's probably what it was. So it's going to clear all the codes now. We are going to air the tires up, and then we're going to thank Carly for giving us an awesome tool. We're not done yet. There's one other thing that I really, really love about Carly, and I got to show it to you real quick. So while I'm waiting for it to clear all the codes, what vehicles does Carly work with? Almost any. It works with almost any vehicle from 2001 and newer. A lot of people think it's only for BMWs, Mercedes, or Porsche, like European cars. It's absolutely not. You can use most of Carly's features with just about any vehicle 2001 and newer. Now, the part I'm about to show you is coding. If you're wondering what coding is, you ever get a stupid message on your display when you first start your car that says, drive responsibly? Comes up on your iDrive system on BMWs, Mercedes, and in Porsches. It's like, I don't need that message. Or would you like your halos to run all day long instead of only coming on with your headlights or something? Or, you know, there are a lot of features that the European cars get in the European market, but the United States does not get those features. Well, guess what? Those features are still built into the car. They are. They're still built into the vehicle. They're just turned off by the manufacturer. Well, with Carly, you can turn those on and it will not void your warranty. It's not going to hurt anything. It just basically is like a switch. It turns on features you like and off features you don't like. It's as simple as that. Now, the programming features are pretty much related to European cars only. If you want to know what Carly can do for you, definitely go check them out so you can see what it does with your vehicle over at Carly's website, www.mycarly.com. The link will be below. All right, so now you're back at the main screen. We got customization. This is right here, coding, guys. Benefits: customize your car specifically to your needs. Change the style of your car, lights, etc. You can change theme sounds, and you can change startup, the animation that comes up on your screen. Now, all cars are going to be different. What Carly can do for yours is going to be different. So again, go check out www.mycarly.com. Link down below and see what Carly's capable of doing for your specific vehicle. All right, so in my car's case, number of compatible ECUs is 12, and we won't show this again. All right, we've got our comfort access system, or the CAS, the car access system, heating and engine stop, integrated heating, climate control, dashboard, light modules, anti-theft alarm, siren, seat belt. Yeah, you could turn that off, I guess, where it doesn't force you to, iDrive, yes. PDC, the park distance control. Can we turn that off? I wonder, can we turn off the park distance control? Because one of my sensors is not working, and I get a constant error on the screen about it. Let's see if it'll allow me to turn it off. No, it's activation sound and activation for reverse gear. Those are already off. So it will make a backup of everything. So if you want to revert back to factory, you absolutely can. SMG, the TCU, the KBM, okay, it's got a lot of options. The light module is pretty easy to do, so it's going to make a backup. Once it gets the backup, it'll show us what we can code and what we can't. So boom, 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 boom. All right, so here are the things that we can code with our lights, and there's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of options, guys. Welcome lights. Turn on softly. We can turn on hard. We can turn them off. If you want to change something, you can turn on hard. And then once you're done making your selections with all of them, you would hit this code now button. Now, I'm not going to code my car. I like it just the way it is. It's factory bone stock, aside from a few tasteful upgrades on the outside. You know, exhaust and stanced, lowered, and powder-coated wheels. But aside from those few things, it's a relatively stock car, and I want to leave it that way. But you have a lot of options with Carly to change things to make the car more the way you want it, and you can always turn it back the way it was when you're done. Now, believe me, I know most of you probably skipped through this part of the video. I understand. But for those of you that stuck around, thank you. I appreciate you, because Carly is a great sponsor of the channel today. I truly appreciate them, and they have a wonderful product that I've been using for years. If they did not have a great product, I would not be promoting it to you guys right now. So Carly's helping the channel. Why don't you go help them and show your support? Go to www.mycarly.com or click the link below this video. Go check them out. Get one for yourself and see what Carly can do for you. So now we get into the meat of the video, which is the M5 itself. It is the best and probably one of the worst BMWs that was ever produced. And some of you are going to argue with me on that. That's okay. I've done a lot of research, and this is one of those cars that you love them and you hate them. You love to hate them and you hate to love them, because eventually these things are going to break your bank account. But for whatever reason, people keep buying them and they keep dumping tons of money into them. Why? Because they require tons of money to keep them going. This is one of those cars that you really got to have some deep pockets, in my opinion, or a lot of mechanical abilities, skills, tools, and preferably a shop and a lift. Anyway, this car I got super, super cheap. I got it for right around $15,000 from ACV Auctions, and it was listed as a green light, meaning it's a run and drive and it shouldn't need anything. The best part about it is this car is notorious for rod bearing failure, right? The rod bearings, throwing rods, knocking like a son of a gun. Sam Crack bought one for dirt cheap, and he found out firsthand exactly what a cheap BMW is like. He ended up with low oil pressure, rods banging around, and he quickly got rid of the car, which I think was probably very smart on his part. Now, this car has 88,000 miles, and it's actually been really well cared for. It is an SMG, which to most people is kind of a downer, but the SMG clutch, or clutches, they were just replaced. It was just done about 8,000 miles ago. So clutch, brand new, which means fluid and everything is new as well. Next, the rod bearings. Well, this thing has had 3 oil pumps, and it has now got the upgraded rod bearings and studs. That was just done, I don't know, about 15,000 miles ago from a performance shop. They also did, obviously, the oil pan. They did some other seals, and if I remember correctly, the Vanos lines were addressed in this as well. So clutch, Vanos, rods. These are the things that always fail on these cars, and they're taken care of. This car should be good to go for a long time to come. And no, these are not bearings that you got to replace in 10,000 miles. This is a one and done. This thing is finished. Now, when I got it, it had bald back tires, and the front tires weren't much better. So the first thing I had to do was get the wheels powder coated. When I got it, the wheels were, a polished aluminum or whatever color. I didn't care for that. I took it to the Autospot LLC to get a detail, and they did a phenomenal job cleaning this car up, and they also handled taking the wheels to their people and having them powder coated. So after that, it goes to Firestone for about $1,200 and tires. I got a set of General G-Max AS05s, and then it needed TPMS sensors, so another $200 in TPMS sensors. And then what else did it need? An alignment. Alignment was about another $100 for the alignment. I think, though, we're pretty well good on this car now. Brian added a little bit of tint to the headlights and a tad bit of tint to the rear taillights. Nothing too crazy, just a little bit to kind of tie into this blacked out look that we have with the car, the super dark windows. We also got this massive exhaust, and it sounds absolutely amazing. $15,000 for a well cared for 88,000 mile clean title BMW M5. There was a thing with fives when they made this car. All right, it's an M5, it's an E60, it's a V10, and that V10 produces 500 horsepower. 500 horsepower. The red line is pretty insane too. It gets pretty close to 9,000 RPMs. She is an absolute beast. I know you're probably thinking, I bet it leaks oil and fluids everywhere. It doesn't. I had this thing parked in my driveway at my house. I was daily driving this. This was my daily. I drove it through all the nasty, you know, there's a little bit of potholes and gravel. I drove it daily, and this car has never leaked a drop of anything anywhere on my driveway. So no, not an issue at all. It sounds absolutely phenomenal. Why don't we fire it up real quick? It's not going to be a cold start because I had to warm it up so that I could take you guys on a test drive. Except it's still pissed off about the tire pressure. So we'll go ahead and we'll reset the TPMS sensors. There we go. Resetting. That'll take care of that warning. Turn off the e-brake. Yeah. Listen to that baby purr. I'm gonna sit you guys down and we're gonna give it some revs. I didn't even give her all the beans, guys, but she sounds phenomenal. And going down the road, she sounds pretty damn good too. It's not too crazy inside the car, which is great because nobody wants a loud droney sound. It sounds really, really nice. And if you notice some of the marks, the water spots across there, that is not the auto spa, man. That's me. It snowed last night, and I had this on the trailer because I can't drive two cars. And yeah, the truck, well, the M5 looked about like that. I literally sprayed some water on it from the water hose, took a towel and did my best to dry it off just so I could make this video for you guys. I wanted to get this video done because you guys have been asking for it. God, it's been 2 months now. So why don't we take her on a quick drive? I can show you how this SMG works because there's some special features that unlock all of the horsepower of this car, and if you don't know how to do it, you're not going to get them all. All right, so the SMG is one of those things that some people find to be kind of complicated, confusing, and I did too at first, but it's really not that hard. Over and up is reverse, all right, and over once is drive. You can use drive if you want to, but personally, I wouldn't. Go over one more, and that puts you in manual mode, all right? And that's where you use your paddle shifters. Now, you'll notice there's these little, it's hard to get you in there, but there's these little dots there. And you also see the same little dots here. Well, if you want the transmission to shift faster, and trust me, you do, push this button up until you fill up all of those little dashes there. Now, there's one even better. There's a button on here that says M. This unlocks an extra 100 horsepower. So when you push this button, you're going to get some lights on the dash. Number one, you're going to get a green M and you're going to get a yellow MDM. Now, if you want the transmission to shift even firmer, there's a secret code. You push this button right here and you'll get some more lights. It looks like a Christmas tree. Trust me, it's fine. You just unlocked an extra dash for the transmission. So we turn it up one more. Now, our shifts are going to be even quicker. Now, with that said, this is not going to be the fastest SMG transmission you've ever had, okay? unfortunately not going to be. But it still shifts pretty dang quick for something from 2008. You probably can't see it. I'm trying to get you in there. No, I don't think you can, but there's a heads-up display up there as well. So why don't we take this bad boy on a quick little run. It's also weird because in an automatic, when you put it in gear and you let off the brake, it starts moving on its own. With an SMG, you let off, it'll just start rolling. It's a you have to remember, this is a manual transmission. No matter how much you want to think of it as an automatic, it's not. All right, let's get this thing on the road. I'm going to crack the windows a little bit because you're definitely going to want to hear some of that exhaust. Let's get this traffic out of here, and we'll take her on a quick test run. Why don't we give her a little run here, guys, so you can hear how she sounds. Woo-hoo! Good God! Oh, man! Yes! It loves corners. Oh, man. This is the first time I've driven this car in probably 3 weeks. Oh, it's beautiful. Listen to that thing purr. I really wanted to push her, because I don't want anybody thinking when I go to sell a car, because obviously I'm going to sell it. I don't want to, but I'm going to sell it because I have to sell everything so we can bring more content. And I've had this car for Titan gas cap. Don't you love that BMW jingle? When it comes on, you get scared because you're like, oh God, what is it? Titan gas cap. So as I was saying, I wanted to do this because I didn't want anybody thinking that I'm trying to offload some turd that's been, you know, rode hard, put away wet, and is going to blow up on you as soon as you buy it. You know, most people believe that I care about my reputation. Most people believe that if I say a car is a good car, it's a good car. And guess what? When a car's a turd, I come out and I tell you it's a turd. I let you know before it goes up for sale. This car, we pushed her to redline, and we had her moving pretty damn quick. And as you can see, she didn't flinch. She didn't bat an eye. This car loves to be hammered on, and it loves to go fast. Oh! Oh, good God. No joke. Guys, this car's got 7 gears. Boy, did we go 10 miles already? That was 10 miles? Holy crap. Wow. That was 10 miles. Woo! God! I'm going to tell you right now, do not buy this car, or any M5 for that matter, if you want to putt around town, baby it and treat it like some kind of a show queen. Oh, get those revs up. That was redline. She loves it. She eats it. Oh, man. I don't even know why I'm driving out here. I have no business being out here. I got nothing to do out here at all. I need to turn around and head back towards the house. Oh, I love this car. I love this car. I hate this part of my job, and believe it or not, this is a job. You know, you got to buy the cars, you got to figure out what they need, and you got to take care of them. And if you're lucky, you get to enjoy them for a very short period of time, and then you have to send them down the road. And that sucks. That really sucks. I can't tell you how many cars that I have found that I would love to have kept, but I can't. I can't keep them. And the reason why is because I don't have enough money to keep all of these guys. $20-something thousand for the SEMA Mustang, you know, $12,000 for the tow truck, then $15,000 for this. By the time you're done, I probably put $2,500 into this car, and that may not seem like a lot, but it is. It's a lot to me. You know, I've got $17,500 into this car, and at the end of the day, what am I going to be able to sell it for? I don't know. I have no idea what the market is for this vehicle. What I do know is that this is a car that everybody's afraid of. Everybody's scared of this car, myself included. But I couldn't let it pass me up at the price I found it for. I couldn't. I thought it's worth it. It's a green light. It should at least run and drive. And it has done that very, very well. Even with the lowering kit, the damn thing rides really nicely. It sounds amazing. There is just nothing like the sound of the V10 that's under the hood of this car. This V10 it's based on their Formula One vehicle from back in the day. It has 10 individual throttle bodies. 10. It literally has a throttle body for every cylinder. This car is amazing. As long as they are well cared for, properly maintained, and that means using the right oil, guys, these cars can last. You notice when I was revving it up, there's no smoke or anything. The car runs, handles, and drives great. And yeah, part of this is a sales pitch because I know that I've got to let it go. But at the same time, these are just the facts. This car has pretty decent horsepower, 500 naturally aspirated from a 5-liter, but it has very little torque. It's something that I'm totally new to. This is foreign to me. No pun intended, it's a foreign car. But this is totally foreign to me. I'm used to cars with high horsepower, having high torque to go with it. Believe it or not, the torque isn't all that crazy. I don't remember what the torque numbers are on this car, but it's not anything insane for a 500 horsepower engine. What's crazy to me though is you don't need the torque. This is one of those cars that if you want to go wide open, second gear you're breaking the speed limit, like easily. In second gear out of 7, you have already exceeded whatever the speed limit is in your area. I don't care if your speed limit's 85 miles an hour. In second gear, this car will have quickly run through second gear and be ready for more, and you could be right up on the triple digits with this car. It just goes on forever. And sometimes I forget to downshift because I'm not used to it. We have driven so much further than I intended to. Now I'm going to take it through some gravel, and you guys are going to be like, oh my God. Yeah, I know. But, I mean, ooh, that's a sharp incline there, guys. I don't think I'm going to, hold on, I'm not going to try that. I thought better of it. We're going to turn it around. And we'll go back out same way we came. That looks like it could be damaging, and I don't want to damage the car. I don't know if you noticed, but when we took off from a dig, you might have heard the tires screech just a little bit. We just barely broke traction. And there's that damn steering angle sensor right there. Son of a gun. That thing aggravates the living hell out of me. And then it'll clear itself right back up. So when the steering angle sensor takes a crap on you, it turns on this DSC malfunction, which shouldn't matter because we got DSC turned off anyway. But if you notice, it went away on the dash. It's gone. It's gone now. There's like an optical sensor back here on the back of the steering wheel. You got to take the wheel off and everything to get to it. 9 times out of 10, you just got to clean it off, and that's it. I haven't tried it. I haven't gotten around to it. I may or may not get to it. As you can see, it comes on whenever it wants to, and then it goes away, and you're right back to having fun with your car again. It's a great car. It really is. But with any older European car, well, okay, I shouldn't say that. With any older car, there's going to be problems. Things are going to have to be addressed, and that's this car's Achilles heel right now. It's that stupid steering angle sensor, and I hate it because it interferes with my ability to have fun sometimes. But other than that, you can see everything is back to normal. The iDrive is back on. We can turn M Sport off, and we should be able to turn everything else off. Oh no, it still turned it off. Yeah, it's still limiting us because we have to shut the car off and turn it back on again. Even though the sensor has reset itself, the car has not forgiven us, so we will have to shut her off. We'll do that here in just a second, and then we'll continue having fun. All right, I want you to see that we still have those lights on, all right? I didn't want you to think that I was fooling with you or clearing code. So watch, we're gonna turn the car off, take the silly little key out, right? We're gonna put it right back in. And everything should be cleared now. Bingo. All right, now we can put it in drive. We'll turn on M Sport mode. We can turn this off, and we should be good to go now. All right, as soon as I can get through traffic here, get on the road. And it just did it again. Ah! Lost a little traction there, didn't we? Oh man, what a great car. Yes, that steering angle sensor, that has got to be addressed. It does. Unfortunately, it's causing us some problems. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? We have that 6th bar, and I forgot to turn it up. There we go. Much better. So now she'll shift a little bit sharper. As you can see, though, here's 7th gear. We're doing 70 miles an hour in 7th gear. Take a look, see for yourself. And as you can see, the steering angle light went away again. It comes and goes, man, as it pleases. It is a minor inconvenience. It's a minor setback, but it's not like it's destroying the experience of driving the car. To get to it, it's not all that complicated. Take the airbag off, take the steering wheel off, and it's back behind all of these switches. You know, it is a little time consuming, but I'm gonna say I watched a YouTube video, so now I'm certified YouTube mechanic. I can do this. After watching the YouTube video, watch the guy do it, I think I could have it done easily within an hour. There's just it's a big ring. It's kind of like an optical disc behind the steering wheel. Once you pull all this crap out from in front and set it down, you just clean that wheel and you put it back in. And 9 times out of 10, that fixes the issue. Worst case scenario, you know, buy a new steering angle sensor for 250 bucks, or actually, never mind, scratch that. The new steering angle sensor from FCP Euro is like $780. But I think it comes as an entire assembly with all your switches and everything. I can't remember, but yeah, you could go on eBay and get a steering angle sensor for a couple $100, and that comes with all of these switches, and you can just replace the entire thing as one big assembly instead of having to tear it all down to get to that little optical disc. Anyway, there she is. Listen to that exhaust. It sounds like a Formula One car, doesn't it? It's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful, and I truly love this car. I have driven the living crap out of it. I have not been easy on it. Number one, it's not any fun to drive the car like a grandma. But number two, I love to push the cars that I get because I want to make sure that when it's time for me to send them down the road to the next owner, I want to make sure that I did everything I could to make sure it's not something that's going to blow up on them. If it's going to throw a rod or start banging rods or something, or the Vanos is going to fail, or the SMG pump is going to go out, or the clutch is going to die, I prefer to make sure that that's going to happen while I own it versus sending it down the road, somebody being really excited about getting a new car, and then it blows up on them. I mean, how's that that's going to ruin the experience of owning the car. Imagine if you got this car and immediately you had to spend $10,000 because it started banging rods. You know, it destroys the experience. You feel like you got ripped off, and I don't want people feeling that way about anything that I sell them. So, you know, the deal is, I've already contacted TK with TK's Garage because I know that he's like the guy for this type of car, and I told him he's got his dealer's license. I told him I could sell it to you directly. Like, if you want it. Anyway. I told him if you want the car, man, I'll give it to you at like the wholesale discount. The Good Buddy discount, 17,000 bucks, which I think I've got just a hair more than that into it with everything I've done to it. But yeah, $17,000, and he can have it. He says he's gonna come get it. So as long as he can come up here and get the car, man, it's his. But if not, hell, there might be a link in this very video if I send it to Copart. You know, you guys can bid on it at Copart. Every one of you should be able to bid on it at Copart. So if you're interested in this car, you know, it could be yours if you're willing to pay what I need to get out of it. So we just drove 22 hard miles, and yes, all the windows work. Yes, the sunroof, I mean, everything in this car works. I hesitate to say that because you don't want to get a European car that everything works, right? Because as soon as you do that, you guys know what happens. You get a car where everything is working, and inevitably something is going to give. Something is going to fail. But listen to her. She purrs like a kitten. And I don't know if I showed you those rotors, but good God, those rotors are huge. That exhaust, listen to that. I mean, we just drove the living hell out of this car, guys. We did. Take a peek at those rotors right there. These are here's my hand, all right? That's the back rotors. Take a look at these front ones here. Again, just absolutely massive rotors. She's a beautiful car, guys. I hate to see her go, but I love to watch her leave. Look at that interior. I don't think I even really showed you the interior yet. We got the TPMS light off. It is a beautiful car, and I really do enjoy driving it. I knew that was going to happen. Where's the hell, I don't remember how to unlock the doors. Some kind of sunshade or something. Oh, it's got a sunshade? You're kidding me. I didn't even know that. I did not even know that there was a sunshade in this car. Either way, I can't seem to figure out how to open the back doors because I don't remember where the lock switch is for them, but hopefully that did it. There we go. I'll have to figure out the door locks later. You've also got privacy shades here. I knew about these But I didn't know that she had that electronic back one. You even got one over here too. Look at that. That is so cool. They really cared about your privacy, didn't they? Back seats, really nice. Alcantara headliner, absolutely beautiful headliner as well. It's a gorgeous car, guys. No doubt. I know I sound like a salesman, but I mean, I do have to sell it. I got too many cars. I really do. And it's time to start letting some of these go in this seat. I love how these seats are adjustable. This piece can come out, and that really helps support your legs for those long trips. Like I said, Monkey Wrench Mike and I took this to Dallas for a deal that Copart was throwing, and they invited us to like this kind of an exclusive event. And we decided, why not take the most unreliable car BMW ever produced? Let's take that to Dallas and see how it does. And, you know, the truth is, the car did great. We were both very surprised. Even the gas mileage was not bad. And there's that stupid steering angle sensor again, right? Every time she wants to spoil my fun. Oh well, it is what it is, man. In the trunk, real quick, if I can remember how to pop the trunk, and I probably can't. But in the trunk, I did purchase a couple things. I never got around to doing them, at least not yet. One of them, hell, I don't even remember what I've got. Let me see here. This is for sure the airbag. I bought a new airbag because this one is missing the BMW logo, and it looks awful. I mean, that really, with as nice as this car looks, that looks awful. So I bought another airbag just so that wouldn't be an issue. And whatever this is, truthfully, I don't even remember. But either way, there it is. The infamous BMW M5, the 500 horsepower V10. The last of an era, guys. This is the last of the big engines, high horsepower, but naturally aspirated. After this, everything went to V6s and V8s and turbos and twin scroll turbos. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with those. That is the way it is today. But there is really just something about 10 cylinders screaming under the hood and then blowing out the back of a massive exhaust. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you, especially because I got to spend the last couple of months enjoying the living hell out of this car. And I hope you enjoyed the content we brought you today. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I also want to thank Carly for sponsoring today's video as well. I really appreciate that. Sponsors help support the channel, so please go help support the sponsors. Remember, you can go to the link directly below my video, www.mycarly.com. Go check them out and see what they can do for you. Till next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one. Oh, and before I forget, if this car is for sale at Copart, that link will be below this video as well, so definitely go check that out.